Okay, guys, this is my e-portfolio. First is the first tech tip, which is Sporkle, which is a quiz-based website that has a variety of quizzes on both educational and non-educational topics. I chose this because I personally find it very useful. Um, I've used it in class to help me study, so I've made like a Greek mythology one that tells you all the parts of Greek mythology, and that's how I studied for my English 4 finals. And then I've also done like periodic tables and can you name this element and hints to books. And then I've also done non-educational things like naming famous candy brands and board games and video games and that kind of stuff. So it's very useful in multiple ways, and why would it be useful is because you can use it in studying to actually teach a lesson and get your students to stand up and interact with the board or the computer at the front of the room, or it's a great way to use a smartboard, and then it's also a great way to do homework because you can assign the quiz and have them do it until they get them all right, and then they can print out their results, or you can even have them do it once and print out their results and see what they got wrong. And then it's also a great distraction in class to have because if your students are being rambunctious while they're waiting for their peers to finish a lesson, they can then go and work on a Sporkle quiz or play some games with their friends on Sporkle, so it's somewhat educational and still fun. Now, here's a quick screencast I made on how to create a Sporkle quiz.
Hey guys, it's Anthony Thawley. I'm going to show you guys how to use Sporkle to create quizzes and make things for your classroom. Okay, so first you're going to have to sign in. So as you see, I've signed in, and you're going to go to the Create section. Here you can create a new game, or you can see there's a lot of games that I've already made. So I'm going to click Create New Game, and we can name this game Classroom Project. I'm going to do a clickable game and create. So I'm going to set a timer of 5 minutes. In the game info, you'll see that you can change the type again, change the name, the timer, the description, any category. You have to pick a category to move on, so I'm just going to do miscellaneous. You can pick the URL. You can do anything you really want over here. It's just whatever you want to say about your game. You hit Save Changes, and you can go into Options. You can click wrong answers end the quiz, which will actually finish the quiz if they answer one question wrong. You can do hints. You can hide the previous or next question, which is always fun because then they don't see what's coming, so let's do that. Randomize is always good. And then ignoring the is also good to do because articles like that do often mess up the quiz. These we don't really need to worry about. You can track the incorrect answers is always fun. Changing the button size, and then you can just save again. Then you actually get to putting in the data. We'll only add a few rows and say the first one we want to add, the hint is what website was discussed. And the answer is Sporkle. We could also talk who was the teacher, and we could say Ron Caro. And we can say what was the class, and we can say instructional technology. And then we can just finish that up and do test quiz. And as you can see, when I hit play, I have to match what was the class, instructional technology, who is the teacher, you click Ron Caro, and then what was the website we discussed was Sporkle. So it's just that easy to make a quiz, and so if you go back to your Create section, you'll see that it's actually not there because I have it as a draft. I have to edit the game and hit Finish Up and launch game to the public. Now anyone can see my game. Okay, thanks guys, good luck!
Okay, now in that section, I did not describe the different types of games. So a classic game is just a text response. So it'll ask you a question and you type the response. Clickable is exactly what you saw there, but if you hide the answers, it will only give one question at a time, or if you hide the questions, it will only give one question at a time, and you must select the answer that goes to that specific question. When you don't hide the question, you can select both the question and the answer, and they have to match. And then interpretive is telling you things like if you're crazy or not, and then you would put one question repeatedly over and over again, and then it would help answer that question by you putting in yes or no, and at the very end it would say yes or it would say no, according to your answers. So those are the 3 different quiz types that you can have. Oh. And then I'm planning in my classroom to create study quizzes online for both tests and exams and different quizzes. Center lessons around quizzes completely. So online, they'll have to come up, and it will be a day of on Sporkle quizzes. Also, during any free time, I will allow students to play on the Sporkle site or on the app on their phones. And then I will also assign Sporkle quizzes as homework and then have an evaluation based off of that. So that's going to lead us into our second tech tip, but that'll be on a different page. So I hope to see you soon.